Video number 17, blue readings. A blue reading is a reading in blue that is in a very small font, generally after the description in the pitch or on the ball in play. Now, on the pitch, we're talking about people or hitters that contact rating goes below 0. So say, for instance, you had someone who was a K1 or a straight K, a K0, but they were facing someone like Randy Johnson who might have -7 for strikeouts. Well, he will take that rating into the negatives. So it might be like a -5 or a -6 on Randy Johnson. So instead of putting the ball into play in these situations, the normal black reading, we have to make sure we look out for these little blue readings when you do have a big strikeout pitcher or when you do have a pitcher the batter that is close to the lowest K rating. So in this instance, the ball's in play unless there's a K4. So if the hitter is a K4, he strikes out instead, the ball doesn't go into play. It works that way. I believe it goes down to K-9 or K-10. Now, there's obviously not going to be too many occasions that this comes into play, because even if you have a pitcher with a negative strikeout rating, a lot of the batter's contact ratings are quite high. Or like even if you're like a K5 or a K4, that would need to be like a -5 or a -6 to even get into the negatives, the pitcher. So it's not going to happen much, but it does happen a little bit for the ultra strikeout guys. Probably more modern seasons, you probably get a few relievers like that. The Randy Johnson type guys, maybe Roger Clemens, those type of guys. So maybe at the start of every game, just have a look and see if you've got some hitters with some quite low contact ratings. If you've got a pitcher that's going to strike out a lot, -5s, -6, -7s, it's important that they get these strikeouts. Otherwise, if they don't get these strikeouts, they will be having the batters put the ball in play too much, and then their statistics are not going to really work out. It works the same for the batters as well. If the batters don't get these extra strikeouts, say they're a power hitter and they're K1 and they don't get these extra strikeouts, they're going to put the ball in play more, and so they're going to hit more home runs than they would in real life. So that happens there. We have the same exact thing with walks. This one's a K -4, but also a walk 19. If the batter goes beyond the 15 with the walks, he can get a chance to get a couple of walks that way. Very, very rare that the walks would be anywhere near 15 or over 15. I'm not sure what Barry Bonds' rating was, but I guess that would probably be up there somewhere when he was hitting all those home runs. But that's the pitch and the negative K ratings. Once you put the ball into play, there's two types of blue ratings. And the first rating is for those doubles and power ratings that go over 100. So this is a double or a power if you've got over 100 for those ratings. You can get up to about 130, but hardly anyone does. That's a double or a power if it's 118 plus rating. This one here works the same as the K rating, but instead of taking about Ks, this is about singles. So say Randy Johnson has a -7 for singles with men on, and the guy out there is a 1. Or maybe it's a pitcher hitting or something, or it's a really terrible batter. He would go into negative on his batting rating. These would take away the hits here. See, that's a power check. If you didn't get that power, it would be an automatic single, but that would take away the automatic single if he's a -5 or above. We got another one there. That would be a -8. Very hard to get those ones. They hardly ever happen. They happen less than the negative Ks do. So that's how the blue readings work. So they're fairly simple. They basically help us out when it comes to people who produce stats that are very hard to replicate. It's very important to get these right, especially when we're talking about the pitch ones, because otherwise the ball will go into play too much and the statistics will be out. I had a replay in 1997. I think it was Jay Buhner. He had about 40 home runs that year. He had a K1 rating, I believe it was, for bases empty and a really high power rating. Because I didn't have this system, the system was actually instituted after that replay. He got a lot more balls in play than he normally would have, and he ended up hitting 54 home runs. So that's something that needed to be adjusted. Randy Johnson in that Seattle replay as well was a pitcher who struck out 300 or so batters, and he didn't get a lot of these strikeouts, these extra strikeouts, versus sort of the K1s, K2, K3 people, contact ratings, because he didn't get those extra ones because I didn't have the negative system. With the negative K system, he's then able to get those extra strikeouts, and he's able to better replicate his pitching statistics. Any questions on that? Just let me know.